Welcome to TEDxLincolnSquare, Looking Beyond. Yay! Let's hear it. My name is Terri Trespicio, and I am honored and privileged to be your host today. I'm going to be taking you on a fantastic journey, one I hope that you will never forget. So, hopefully at this point, you had a chance outside in line, freezing, your tuchus off. You've gotten to speak with Joan Peltzer and Priya Namard of Follow Me Fridays on Talk Radio NYC. You might have also seen this little tiny pedicab outside that's a color of mint ice cream. That is HOST, stands for Hop on Short Trips. They're a company that's dedicated to reducing traffic on the streets of New York and creating a more connected consumer experience. Commuter, also consumer, usually get those words mixed up when I practice this part of the talk. Thank you for that. So anyway, if you need a lift to the subway, down a few blocks, they will take you. So much for the plans to have me lowered from the ceiling in a gilded cage. Tried for it, failed, was negated on that. So I know why you're here. I know you're here to hear the speakers. Of course, we all are. But I wanted to get an idea of who's in the room today. And the producers of the show did their homework. They stalked you, just kidding. And I know a little bit about you. The age range of people in this room is from 7 to 71. The average age is 41. The most common age is 50. And the most common answer when someone asks you what age you are is 35. That's what I say. 2/3 of the audience are women and 1/3 are men, just like Tinder, basically. And, you're coming from all over and far away. And I don't just mean Brooklyn. I mean, like 16 different states, California and Washington to Texas, Colorado, Pennsylvania, Ohio. We even have someone who flew here all the way from Australia. Victoria Shelton, where is she? Yeah, give her a round of applause. Actually, fun fact, 2 of our speakers went to high school together. It was weird. They found out in homeroom and they were like, oh my God, we're both on this TEDx event. So I also want to take a moment to acknowledge and welcome the live stream. This is a packed house. We have more than this or about this or more watching us remotely right now. And I want the live stream people to know that you are very much a part of this event. I mean, it wouldn't be TEDx if you couldn't also consume it online, right? And really the only difference between us and you is that you might not have pants on. That's most people here do, at least from what I can see. I also want to thank the sponsors. Of course, we wouldn't be here without them. I want to thank the Triad Theater, Annie Pace of Pace Public Relations, Mari Carmen Pizarro of Whole Leadership Systems, Linda Mitchell of the Sisterhood of Sweat, Strong Women Empowering Achieving Together. Later on at lunchtime, you're going to get a delicious cookie by No Moo, and you have water right now from Fordham. Fresh from Fordham, water that they bottled at the source in Fordham. Please to enjoy. Also, we want to give a shout out to etc., which is providing lunch for the speakers and volunteers of this event. They are located on 44th between 8th and 9th if you want to stop by and have an amazing meal. So why are you really here today? Certainly not to see me. My mother is here. Literally, this is the only reason she's here, is to see me. She's the only one. But for those of you, everyone else wants to see the speakers, but we wanted to know why. So we asked you. And here's some of the responses that we got. Becky Carish said, talks take me someplace new. Linda Ugolo said, she wants to soak up the creativity and humanity of the speakers. Chances are you're here to gain a new perspective. Right, so it's very fitting that the theme is looking beyond, because that's what it takes to gain a new perspective. Later on, if you get a chance to look at the TEDxLincolnSquare blog, you'll see lots of different takes on what it means to look beyond. Lainey Lamar writes about looking beyond what you should do to what you can. Amy Barr wrote about looking beyond age and expectation. And Maureen McGoran writes about looking beyond life itself. I love a good theme. And not just because it's tidy and cool to have a theme, but because when you have a theme, it helps you look at information through a new lens. So if there's one thing I hope you'll do today is, as each speaker comes up, you'll think about, how are they challenging what I think I believe? How are they changing the way I see things? Of course, we expect you and invite you to tweet at TEDxLincolnSquare, hashtag looking beyond. It is totally okay to have your phones on and out and be tweeting stuff. We know you're doing that. All of the speakers' Twitter handles are in the program, so you should feel welcome to do that and to continue to share their brilliance. We just ask if everyone could take out their phones right now. Take out your phones. I know they're like within 2 inches of where you are. Please. You're like, let me go find it, please. I ask you to take it out and hit, if you have an Apple, hit the do not disturb button so that you're not ringing or even vibrating. This is a really small space. And if you hear things vibrating, it's still distracting. So I just ask that you turn off the sound and turn on the do not disturb so that you can continue to share ideas in the world, but we don't interrupt what's going on up here. Good? Good. Now, I know you're anxious to get to your first speaker, but before we do that, we have something really special that you're not going to forget. Please welcome to the stage, Michael Sadowitz. I have a lot of thoughts. One is that I'm glad I have a doorman building. I'm going to give them a picture of that guy and be like, look out. What just happened? What is happening? This is what looking beyond means, being like, I think I know everything. I wake up every day thinking basically that. And we don't know everything. We don't know how things happen. I dare you to explain. This guy's never going to be able to enjoy the rest of the show. The whole show, he's like, how did that happen? You're going to be thinking about that one for a while. So I'll just leave that little bit of mystery there for you. And who's ready for some ideas worth spreading? Are you ready? Let's do it. Let's bring our very first speaker up to the stage. Her name is Pamela Bassi with Navigating Sacred Spaces. Give her a warm round of applause. Thank you, Pamela, for starting us off on such an insightful and really reflective note. I myself was raised Catholic. I don't practice now. It's like I have a lifetime membership. I just don't work out there anymore. You know what I mean? Anyway, are you ready for your next speaker? Let's get this party. I don't want to go down the Catholic rabbit hole. We'll be here all day long. Please welcome your next speaker to the stage, Jeffrey Shaw with The Validation Paradox, Finding Your Best Through Others. Welcome, Jeffrey. I've often thought my life was all fogged up. I'm sure you felt the same. I imagine that you're inspired and you're motivated. A lot of wheels are turning. I see people taking notes. I also think tonight there might be some dark nights of the soul tonight. Some people are going to be making some big decisions. So thank you, Jeffrey, for giving us that opportunity to think about that. This is big stuff, guys. And your next speaker, it's no less important. Please help me welcome to the stage our next speaker, Rabbi Elhanan Popko, The High Price of Political Polarization. I was blown away that Thanksgiving meals in politically charged districts were actually shorter than in other places. In Florida, up to an hour shorter. So you know what that means? Mom, we're having Thanksgiving in Miami this year. Please, oh please, let's do that. One little housekeeping note. Because it's so small, it's kind of a rickety, charming old theater, we would just ask that you stay seated while speakers are speaking. And then between, we'll have a break, you'll have an opportunity to get up. It's just like when you get up and move, like the whole theater moves and it's loud and distracting. Thank you for that. Anyway, are you really ready for this? It just continues to get better and better. So brace yourselves for your next speaker. Her name is Sarah Montana. And her talk is The Real Risk of Forgiveness and Why It's Worth It. Now, I'll be honest, I already know that story. I know it already. I've known Sarah, but it is not easy to hear, is it? It's very, very hard to look beyond something that happened to you. And there is no one in this audience who has not been hurt by someone. And I just really hope that you will take that with you today and approach forgiveness not optimistically, not light, but with a really serious and heavy heart. Because it's something that nothing else can do, but it has to be the right time. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, let's get back into it, shall we? Everyone's got their Kleenex, you grab it. We're resettling our emotional state. Let's keep moving. Next, we have 2 more speakers, and then we'll have a little something, and then lunch. So you will be having a break soon. Let's bring our next wonderful, wonderful speaker to the stage. It's so much heart in this room, you're going to explode. Please welcome Jim Curtis with The Cosmic Algorithm, Deciphering the Signs. Thank you, Jim. I mean, there are just some better humans out there, right? Amazing humans. We have them on parade, some of the most amazing humans you'll ever meet. We really do look for signs all the time, right? Every day we're trying to make sense of what we're doing and whether it makes sense, if it looks right in the grand scheme of things. And that certainly gives us a lot of food for thought. Thank you, Jim. So what we have next is a recorded talk by Pearl Arredondo, called My Story, From Gangland Daughter to Star Teacher. So sharp. Is that woman just like really inspiring? Just as little side note, since some people are new to how TEDx works, TEDx organizers who are independent organizers of TEDx events all over the world are required to show, I believe, 2 recorded talks. So that's why we do that. So live stream people who went away to get a snack, come back, come back. But I mean, people are like, what's happening? Did someone not show up? No, no, no. This is exactly as planned, not to worry. We have one more great speaker before we break for lunch. So please help me welcome to the stage, in real life, Lolly Daskell with We Cannot Lead Others Without First Leading From Within. Welcome back after lunch. Looks like most people made it back. That's always good. I expect to lose a couple, maybe. No. Everyone came back and filled those seats. All right. That was a film by musician and filmmaker Cameron Brown. And in 2016, that man sold or donated 99% of his possessions to make films about how to teach us to live more sustainable lives. That is dedication. I also want to bring your attention to the programs that you have today. The printing of those programs was donated by Cox Media and Digital Printing. They are a sustainable printing company, and they have these green initiatives which help them not only power their facility, but also foster habitats for species whose population is dwindling. You know, like the British hedgehog, monarch butterfly, decent single men in New York City. They're dying fast. We're hoping to bring them back. Anyway, so you had a good lunch, you're refueled, you're ready to refocus. I think you had too many carbs, sir. You're looking slightly, a little dazed. You'll be fine. I had a good lunch, but then again, I'm wearing a form-fitting white dress and Spanx, so I had a cucumber and air sandwich. Delicious, really. You're really going to be blown away by our next speaker. Please enjoy and welcome to the stage, Mary Gaucher with Saved by a Song. Great music, great art should change us, and so do great speakers and great people. And I have no question, Mary, that you have changed us all a little bit today. Thank you. Our next speaker, you're just not going to believe this person. She is kind of amazing. Please help me welcome to the stage MADISON Campbell with Viruses in Space, Cancer at Home. MADISON? I honestly cannot imagine putting your body into a situation where it would be at such risk in ways that it isn't anywhere else. Though I do take the subway. It's true. And I have touched the pole. Now, the next speaker in your program, you see it listed, should be Antoine Ramon. Here's what happened this week. Antoine received a summons for jury duty for today. And our executive producer, Tricia Brooke, wrote a note, and I quote, "To whom it may concern, Antoine Ramon is one of the 12 speakers who's being featured at this TEDx event. He has worked tirelessly. The show has been sold out for months. I'd like to respectfully request that you grant Antoine a postponement to serve on a jury, one of the most important things we as Americans have the right to do. P.S. Here's a program. He's on it, I swear." And that request was granted. Yes. Yep. Our government may be on the verge of shutdown every day, but the show must go on. So, courtesy of our local government, please welcome Antoine Magic Ramon. Good humans, just really, really stellar humans. What happens now is we're going to play our second recorded talk. And I say that to control your expectations of what's happening, but also to talk to our very big and growing live stream audience. This talk is 8 minutes. You have time to go to the bathroom and get a sandwich, and then immediately report back, because there is still more great stuff, and we don't want the live stream audience to miss it, because they think we've now gone to recording. So our next little film is Miriam Sidibe's The Simple Power of Hand Washing. Enjoy. All right, here you go. It's the least I can do. Here you go. Who needs a little Did you shake someone's hand, you dirty magician? Filthy guy, touching people's belongings. God knows. All right. So, first of all, I don't know if you know this, but we're in Mercury retrograde right now. For the men, what this means is Mercury is going backwards and it messes everything up. It's your one time to get out of not texting back. Oh, I sent you the text, but like Mercury retrograde, oh my God, so crazy. You say that to a girl, like you're in, it's cool. But we usually, when you do a show when there's Mercury retrograde, tech stuff goes crazy. And I just want to commend our team back there and Trisha Brooke. We have had almost very little, if any, glitches. The show's not over, I probably shouldn't have said anything, but it's really working out. So yes, for you guys, keeping it going. Also, you know we told you guys to tweet? I just got to call out, where is Karen Litsky? This girl right here, she's tweeted over almost 20, 25 times throughout the show. I thought she was somewhere out in some other country. I don't know where she was, watching on the live. She's right here and tweeting for all of you. Karen, thank you. It's terrific. Are you ready for this next speaker? We're nearing the end, and this is really exciting. I'm thrilled to bring up right now Dr. Tasneem Bhatia on the science of empowerment. Fantastic. What a fascinating journey into the female brain. Also answers a lot of questions for me. This idea that we are battling ideas, battling wars that were, years and years and years ago. I mean, I thought I was ticked off because of a tweet I read this morning. It turns out I'm not over the War of 1812 yet. Okay, so we're on the home stretch here, people. Our next speaker, you're going to be charmed and amazed. Please welcome to the stage Nathan Chappell with Artificial Intelligence and the Future of Generosity. You know what this is? This is live theater, people. This is not like Hamilton's been running for like weeks. This is one show that happens once, and you're seeing it happen in real time. And so, Nathan, great job. This is how it goes, right? And this is such a great, warm audience, too, so good place to be. The other thing I was going to say is, think about that for a minute. Generosity through machine learning. That we could be influenced to do good. Imagine if Facebook could use your personal data, to help us give more to good causes. I say this knowing that Facebook already allows us to give a lot away. Our opinions, our support, our elections. So, yeah. Word. You've made it. We are at our final speaker of the day. Yes. So please give it up for Mandy Antonacci with The Power of Looking Up and an Epidemic of Looking Down, Why You Should Never Know the Color of Your Sneakers. Now you applaud. Thank you, Mandy. Certainly this epidemic is everywhere, and especially you feel it the most in cities, right? Because I think it's sometimes a way of creating privacy, not looking at someone, but we miss out on a lot by not seeing each other. Although there is a gentleman on the Crosstown 66 bus who will look at you. He will look at you. He will not look away. He's doing the looking for everyone. I like to walk across town. So I have been blown away by today. Have you not? This was really something special. We've learned to look beyond a lot of things. Political differences, betrayal, stunning loss, our own ability to give and forgive. It's a lot. And we really have you to thank, the audience. What distinguishes these TEDx events from any other, literally any other, is the TEDx, the community of people here, of the many, many people watching us on live stream. You're here because you're hungry for new ideas. You're generous with your attention. You're open-minded, right? And the only way that these great ideas get spread is through you. You're great at spreading ideas. Ideas and germs. You're great. You're really, really good. We're very good at spreading the two things. In fact, I like to think of us in many ways as good bacteria. We live harmoniously. We're trying to create balance. We fight the bad guys. Essentially what I'm saying is, thank you for being the intellectual equivalent of a probiotic. Thank you. Anyway, of course, tonight when you're laying awake thinking about all the things you learned today, I hope you'll keep tweeting at TEDxLincolnSquare, #LookingBeyond. I'm Terri Trespicio. It has been such a pleasure hosting you today. Really, truly a privilege, and I want to thank everyone who had me here. Thank you. Before I send you on your way, we have one more treat in store for you. And no, I'm not singing. Please welcome back Andrew David Sotomayor, our musical director. And from Broadway's Kinky Boots and Saturday Night Fever, please welcome Mia Gentile and Joe Ricci.